Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praises to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the Earthly Mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahushai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, we're going to go over some events that happened yesterday. And with these new variants of the plague, and how the Gentiles are slowly letting the truth out. See, a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about the variants coming from these other countries, the UK and South Africa. They were just blowing it off like, yeah, it's no big deal. Our vaccines are all purpose and they'll cover everything. They'll cover all these different variants. A few days after that, they said, well, maybe the UK variant will be the dominant variant in March. Then yesterday, you got to listen to the things that they say. They said, okay, well, these variants, or the UK variant might be the dominant variant by the end of March. What holiday do we have close to the end of March? Passover. So now they're expecting a variant that is more highly contagious. Some of them are saying up to like 70% more contagious to show up around Passover. See, this is just confirming that everything revolves around the Most High's chosen people. Everything revolves around our schedule. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they say about the New Year being January 1st, because that's not the New Year. And see, when things are going well, they could easily ignore us. But now that things are not going swimmingly like they love it, now you have to start to look. What is the Most High saying? See, the New Year is in the middle of March. 2 weeks after that, it's going to be Passover. If you listen to these scientists, we should be knee deep in this new variant around Passover. So they can't pinpoint exactly, but the fact that they're showing that they think it's going to be around the end of March, which is around our holy days, lets you know that the Most High is running all of this. All of a sudden, they can't get the vaccines. There's a supply chain problem, and they can't, produce as many vaccines as they promised. Again, that's the Most High. That was what they put their faith in order to get ready for what's about to occur around Passover. And the Most High put a monkey wrench in their plans. So they can make all these proclamations about how they're going to do this and they're going to get everybody vaccinated by the end of the summer. When have any of their prophecies or their prognostications come to fruition? Never. So to think that it's going to change all of a sudden in round number 2 of the 1,000-round fight would be highly unlikely. But yesterday, they also started to say that, well, these new variants, I guess the one from South Africa, does have an effect on the efficacy of the vaccines. Okay, so now all of a sudden they're starting to admit that the new South African variant makes the vaccines not as effective. See, all this information that is kind of slowly leaking out. And they're like, well, we need to hurry up and vaccinate as many people as we possibly can, because the more that it replicates, the more chances it has of making variants, of the virus. Well, hold on. We already have variants of the virus. So, and it's already replicating like crazy. They don't even do the testing enough to figure out, to screen people here in America. We're so low down in the totem pole of actually sequencing these viruses. It's like they don't want to know. And they don't want to know. They know they're toast. They know that they're done. So, they don't even want to look. They don't even want to sequence and look at the viruses. Because they already know it's a wrap here. So you just kind of listen. So what is it going to be next week? Oh, well, now we're finding out that the vaccines don't work well. Well, it's even worse than we thought before. That's what you're going to keep on hearing. Well, and now it's even worse than we thought before. And as it gets closer and closer to our Passover, things are going to go progressively worse. Because, like I said, it's only the second round. The fact that they're now talking about the end of that these variants are going to be the main ones by the end of March lets you know that around our Passover, things are going to be going even crazier. And if for some reason, I don't know what's going on over here in California, but like the governor all of a sudden decides to open stuff back up. I was like, hold on. A couple of days ago, things were absolutely horrible. And then like a day later, 2 days later, oh, we're going to open up, some more businesses. I have no idea what's going on over here in Cali. But I mean, if they can't beat it, then, might as well go do whatever they got to go do, right? But remember, this is all part of prophecy. The Most High said, as our numbers grow, as more people come into the truth, he's going to ramp up the sweeping of our enemies off the land. So round 1, you got the regular plague, okay, which they couldn't handle. Round 2, they're now talking about a new variant that is, up to 70% more transmissible. Is that not following what the Most High said? That just proves we already know that we're growing like crazy. We already know that other nations are listening. We already know that these other pastors and priests are listening, because you can tell by the content of their sermons. You can tell by them using the words the Most High. You can tell by what they are concentrating on, like, oh, well, the curses. We don't have to worry about the curses because Jesus came and died, so we don't have to suffer through the curses, which is a lie, but hey, whatever. So those certain things that they're talking about just goes and to show you that they're listening, among other things, okay? I was listening to a Big Levi's video, and I might do a little something with it with Paula White. Paula White, I can't believe that she was praying for the sins of her forefathers. And she was admitting that her forefathers have done wrong. When the hell have you ever heard these pastors talking about their forefathers? When have you ever heard of them actually admitting that their forefathers did wrong? Now we'll see if that continues, because we knew how it works with a lot of these demons. They'll admit something and then they'll never talk about it again and act like they never said it. But even the fact that she's talking about praying for the sins of her forefathers, admitting that they've done wrong, that has been a central theme of the Hebrew Israelites. That has been a central theme of the fact that we've proved that we pay for the sins of our forefathers. That has been a central theme in Christianity that they don't talk about. They talk about how they don't have to pay for the sins of their forefathers. So the fact that one of their own, who's in a high, lofty position, is now admitting that they have to pay for the sin. Well, she didn't go that far, but she's praying for the forgiveness of the sins of her forefathers. That's a first step. You don't think the Most High has been sending angels to push that point home to her, maybe in her sleep, maybe in her waking hours, when they hear, when they listen to us and they hear the scriptures that we use. It talks about us having to pay for the sins of our fathers. You start looking at the history. You start looking at how horrible we've had it for hundreds and hundreds of years, and how those curses have followed us from generation to generation. They've made a whole doctrine of them never having to pay for their sins. But now, as they just look around in society, they're realizing that that's not true. Their parishioners are realizing that something's amok, has run amok. That something's not right at all. That no matter what they do, nothing gets better. No matter how much they tithe, nothing gets better. No matter how much they pray, nothing gets better. So now they're forced to, take a look, do some self-reflection, and they're going to realize that their pastors have been lying to them. And that we've been, through the power of the Most High, telling them the truth this whole time. And when the doors of, recompense, of reconciliation are open, they never took advantage of it because they wanted to continue with the lies of the pastor. So this whole 70% more, virulent plague coming on them around Passover is all biblical. It's in the Book of Mormon. They haven't wanted to listen to it. But just because they hide things and hide books doesn't mean that those prophecies aren't going to come to pass. See, no matter what your priests and pastors have told you, like, oh, we don't believe in those books. We don't believe in that. Well, it doesn't matter what you believe in, because these prophecies are coming to pass even if you believe in them or not. Let's read Jacob 5:64. Wherefore, dig about them. Let's go to 5:63 actually. Jacob 5:63. Graft in the branches, begin at the last, that they may be first, and that the first may be last, and dig about the trees, both old and young, the first and the last and the first, that all may be nourished once again for the last time. And we've been getting that nourishment. We've been getting this knowledge, understanding. We've been getting, reclaimed. The Most High has been raising us up. The Most High has been putting those dry bones back together. It says, wherefore dig about them, and prune them, and dung them once more, for the last time, for the end draweth nigh. So us being, reborn is all part of end times prophecy. Not that Trump will be president once again, and God wants Trump to be president once again. That's not prophecy. The prophecy is the reanimating of the children of the Most High. Okay? And if it be so that these last grafts shall grow and bring forth the natural fruit, then shall ye prepare the way for them, that they may grow. So as the last grafts, shall grow, that's what we're doing, and bring forth the natural fruit. We're bringing back the truth that the Most High is given us to spread to the world. The Most High is reanimated, reborn his people, and they are producing good fruit once again. Once they start to do that, what does the Most High say he's going to do next? Let me read it again here. Then shall ye prepare the way for them, that they may grow. And as they begin to grow, ye shall clear away the branches which bring forth bitter fruit. Again, let's read that again. And as they begin to grow, ye shall clear away the branches which bring forth bitter fruit. So, as we begin to grow, the whole first year here, round 1 of the 1,000-round fight, we've been growing like crazy. So Most High says, as they begin to grow, what's he going to do? Clear away the branches that bring forth that bitter fruit. Now look at what's happening. By the end of March, this new UK strain is supposed to be the dominant strain. Some of these strains could be up to 70% more transmissible, which means he's going to be killing off many more people. Why is he doing that? Because we are growing. Why is he doing that again? Because he's getting rid of the branches that do what? Bring forth bitter fruit. Now it says, let me read that again. And as they begin to grow, ye shall clear away the branches which bring forth bitter fruit, according to the strength of the good and the size thereof. Okay? So according to the strength and the good of the good and the size thereof, ye shall not clear away the bad thereof all at once, lest the roots thereof should be too strong for the graft, and the graft thereof shall perish, and I lose the trees of my vineyard. Okay? So as we grow, in proportion to us growing, he's going to get rid of the branches that bring forth bitter fruit. So apparently right now, he's looking to get rid of 70% more, so up to 70% more of what he got rid of last year. If this new part of the plague here is up to 70% more transmissible, that means he's planning to increase, the Most High is planning to increase the removal of up to 70% more than he did the year before, than what he did in round one. So they can make all these plans of getting these vaccines and getting them out to people as quickly as possible, but the Most High already stopped that plan. All of a sudden now they don't have enough vaccine. All of a sudden people are realizing that they lied about how much vaccine they had. This shows you, so just look at what the scriptures, the things that have been saying in the scriptures are just jumping off the pages and on to your news screens here, onto your computer screens. See how that fits absolutely perfectly with what the Most High has said. And now these pastors and priests are being exposed to not having absolutely any understanding of what's going on. For the last few months, it's been all, they call themselves prophets. How are you a prophet when you're not even an Israelite? You can't be a prophet if the Most High hasn't awakened you. You can't be a prophet if you're not in the bloodline of the Most High's chosen people. And those guys' prophecies were all about Trump, God wanting Trump to be president. Well, apparently, maybe your God, white Jesus, your demons would want Trump to be president. But our power, he wanted to use that opportunity to expose your pastors, okay, and your priests, and show them to have absolutely no understanding and no power. And he did a wonderful job exposing your people. Now you got Paula White coming out here talking about asking for forgiveness for her forefathers. And admitting the fact that her forefathers, set up a horrible foundation, which is what we've been talking about now for a very long time. Now the Most High is making them, admit it. So we're living in some truly amazing times. And see, what's happening is that you have to join this with also the historical information that the Most High is bringing out with these other videos. When the Most High is bringing out our connection to Britain, our connections to Ireland, our connections to different parts of the world, the fact that we had ships and that we were worldwide, we were all over the place, and bringing down the lies of their history, that gives them even one leg less to stand on. The religious aspect they're being shown to be absolutely incompetent with. Now the historical information they're shown to be absolutely incompetent with. And as the Most High reveals more and more information, now you get to understand as far as to why or how judgment is going to be ramped up, and how the Most High is ramping up judgment. So again, all this information that they're giving you right now, they're just confirming what we were already saying. They're confirming that they know that the new year's in March. They know they're going to have to pay for 1,000 years. They know as much as we grow is going to be dictate how much they're going to be getting swept off the lands. They understand this, but they have to bring out the information, but only a few people will be able to see what they're saying. They won't think that it's just some random acts, because it's not. This is the Most High bringing judgment. And this is how the Most High hides this information from the vast majority of the world. The ones that are seeking the truth will be able to see it. The ones that are seeking the truth, the Most High will lead to people speaking truth. We're going to be getting into a lot of great information today, brethren. This is just the first, of a few drops that are going to be coming today. All praise is to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahushai. Shalom.